Guys, in this video I'm going to show you some different rice bowls that I've been making lately. I've been making a lot of rice bowls. These are pretty carb heavy because I'm using a lot of rice, but you can easily decrease the carbs by adding less rice and changing up some of the ingredients. But here are 3 ideas for a rice bowl, or really just a grain bowl. You can use any type of grains. I'm just using white rice in all these 3 bowls, and some bomb ingredients. These are really good. And hope you enjoy the video. Hope you're having a great day, and hope you enjoy the video. I just cooked the rice and I mixed it with lemon juice and parsley just to add more flavor. And then I'm building a bed of arugula in my bowl just to add some more volume to the rice bowl. And I just like arugula. It has a nice peppery flavor. And then I roasted up some Brussels sprouts and some. This is a crown prince squash is what it's called. You can use any type of squash, and right here I have some roasted mukimame beans also. I just roasted up the frozen mukimame, and that's a really great way to cook mukimame to make them taste better because sometimes they can be kind of boring. But they're super high in protein, so I just roasted those up from a frozen state. Then I added some crushed peanuts that I just crushed up in the pestle mortar. I was kind of craving some crushed nuts of some sort, and I didn't have any fats in this meal already, so I thought I would just add some crushed peanuts. So I did that, added some sriracha on top, and that is the first rice bowl. This one is pretty high in carbs because I used 125 grams of rice, so just keep that in mind when you look at the macros. But I'm gonna put the macros on the screen right here. You could obviously use less rice and more veggies and change it up like that, but this was really, really delicious. I love the roasted squash in there. So for the second one, I'm using some cabbage right here. This is red or purple cabbage, I think it's called. And then I have some lime juice and red onion. And again, I'm using some herbs. I'm using parsley and cilantro. And then right here, I have some jasmine rice cooking up. There's 200 grams of rice cooking up in there, and I'm just gonna use half of it, along with also 1 can of chickpeas. So I'm just mixing all that together. Again, as I said, I used half of the rice, using the other half for another bowl. I'm gonna top it off with some sweet potatoes that I had left over. So this is just maybe 200 grams of sweet potato that was already cooked. And then I also roasted up some zucchini. And then I make a quick tahini dressing. I'm gonna put the ingredients on the screen. I make this all the time. I just top that off on my bowl just to add some fat and some flavor, deliciousness. The tahini dressing is super good and super easy to make. And I'm gonna put the macros on the screen for this one as well. Super carb heavy because I had both the sweet potatoes and the rice and the chickpeas. So you can make this lower carb obviously, but I need a ton of carbs right now because I'm trying to deadlift more than 220 pounds. So I'm trying to eat some carbs. So for this one, I'm doing pretty much exactly the same thing. Rice, cabbage, red onion, parsley, cilantro, and just a bunch of lime juice squeezed in there. And then I'm just mixing that around. It's gonna look something like this. Super flavorful, rice, kind of salad kind of thing. And then I'm gonna cook out some lentils. I'm gonna just fry up some lentils. And my favorite way to do that is just to fry them with some sesame oil to add some flavor. The sesame oil adds some flavor. And then I added some garlic and ginger into the pan to add also extra flavor. And I'm just using this paste, but you can obviously use because it's super convenient. So if you can get that, definitely pick that up. But you can obviously also use just minced up garlic and ginger. Use some different seasonings. Gonna put that on the screen, some cumin and some chili flakes and some coriander. And then I just added that to my bowl along with some roasted eggplant. I just roasted up 1 whole eggplant. And then my dressing on top is basically the exact same dressing with the tahini and the sriracha that I showed in the other one. I love lentils that are fried up like this. You definitely need to try doing that if you haven't done that. I'm gonna put the macros on the screen. I hope you're gonna go try making some rice bowls. Again, as I mentioned before, you can definitely change up the macros by using less rice. I'm using a pretty good amount of rice right here, but you can definitely change it up, use less if you want to have lower carb meals. As I said, you can use any type of grain, you can use brown rice if you want more fiber, and you can use quinoa if you're about that, and you can use things whatever type of grains out there, freaking couscous and whatever you want to use, you can use that. Just obviously one thing that I preach a lot is white rice is not necessarily like unhealthy, and a lot of people think that white rice is like unhealthy and brown rice is like the healthy option. Brown rice is just a less refined carb, sorry, not carb, less refined grain, right? So like the rice grain, whatever the plant like thing. I googled it and like did a lot of research on it at some point, but like if you look at the macros, they're pretty similar. Brown rice just has a little bit more like fat and a little more protein, and that's really the only difference. And it's like less refined, so I'm sure it has like a little bit more micronutrients also, but it's not something you should worry about. Like just eat the one that you enjoy. I kind of like to switch between them, but you know, in this video I just used only white rice. Just like a heads up that like you don't have to. I used to back in the day when I was like trying to lose weight and trying to be like healthy. I would just like swap my white rice for brown rice, and I thought I would make it like a huge difference in my diet. Doesn't make that much of a difference. You don't have to like restrict something like white rice. That was a long outro. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you go make some rice bowls or grain bowls, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Hope you're having a great day again. I'm just gonna give a little taste test. I made this in advance. As you can see, it's in a different bowl right now. But I got some sweet potatoes. I got some sweet potato and some chickpea and some rice and you know everything. It's like really flavorful and delicious.